So we're back, and today it's not just 3 shots in a dot. We've got one more, and I can assure you that he definitely is a shot as well. We've got Doggy in the house for the very first time, and he's going to give us some of his inputs on what's been going on in South African cricket. Today's episode, we're going to chat all about that first T20 between Pakistan and South Africa. We'll allude to a bit going forward, and of course, touch a little bit on the Sri Lanka series that just went past. We, of course, didn't cover the second game. Nonetheless, the first T20 went really well. A win in the bag, some very good performances. What did we make of it, boys?
Good performance in that Sri Lankan series. We were always worried about, Sri Lanka performing with a bat. They did show some fight towards the end, but I think 350 in the fourth innings is a bit too much for them. And Mirage, we always, coming to day 4 and day 5, we always thought a spinner would do well in St. George's. So, yeah, happy with that. One step closer to the Test Championship final. Pakistan up next, which is a bit dangerous, but the one white ball stuff first up. Good performance from the guys. I think great stuff from George Linder. He showed and proved why he should be selected. He's had great sort of success recently in the domestic stuff. So, good to see him do well. And David Miller, I mean, what a knock. That's probably the best I've seen him bat ever. Normally tries to hit the ball too hard.
Perfect.
Just seemed like it was just pure timing. So,
the
not a
cover
bad
drives were
start.
insane.
Yeah, not a bad start. So hopefully we can keep it going in the white ball stuff.
Yeah, so well done to South Africa against Sri Lanka. I think the boys did us proud. Touching on this match, touching on David Miller, the thing I want to point out here that I really like is that we've been saying for years that South Africa's had this middle order in the white ball stuff where you can almost interchange them. You can drop Miller to 6, you can drop Miller to 7, you can bring him up to 3 or 4 if need be, if you needed a left-hander. Nice to see him coming in before Klaasen, and nice to see him dig in and play an innings like this, because I think we may have spoken about it 2 or 3 weeks ago where, there were question marks around Miller's name. As the senior statesman in the side, he's put his hand up and he said, hey, boys, you know what, I'm still here and I'm still as versatile as ever. By that I mean, batting at number 4 or dropping him back down to like number 6.
For me, the highlight of the Sri Lankan series really was to see our batting lineup scoring 300 plus scores, after getting rolled for under 200 in the first series. I think that'll build a bit of confidence going forward in the red ball cricket. Regarding the T20s, that just happened. I mean, we know David Miller's going to score runs when there's no pressure. We know David Miller's going to score runs, and it's going to be wonderful to watch. That was good to see. I kind of feel about this T20 series, to use an analogy, if you're watching a soccer game and, you watch the teams walk out, it's really nice to watch your team walk out. Maybe there's an anthem. That's quite nice. The anthem would probably be the 50-over game. The series against Pakistan, strength on strength. It's been a while since we've picked our full-strength team. And then, we're all really just waiting for the test series, which is going to be a big it's nice to have cricket on. It's nice to watch a T20 game after work. But for me, it's the appetizer.
No, for sure. Just to follow up with that, I mean, it was a good win. I mean, we got the job done, but I'm gonna be that guy. I think there's an issue around the scheduling of the series. Straight after the test match, a few episodes ago, the one thing that we all did agree on, that one of the things South Africa needs to focus on moving forward to become a big force again is to create a spine of the team. So a spine of a team that plays across all formats. And the spine of the team is completely missing here. It's KG, Janssen. We know Markram's out of form, but he'd probably be in the team. And you don't blame them for dropping these players straight after the Sri Lankan series. I question the scheduling by ICC and CSA, because you want those players to play. Because in this game that just passed, the first T20, I mean, there's dead weight in that team. Rassi shouldn't be anywhere near that team. Divino, he says that Donovan Ferreira has some potential, but he's had enough chances. Similane, every game that we watch him play, he seems more and more off it. So all of those players would essentially be replaced with the spine of your team, and the team is so much better. So even though we got the job done, it wasn't convincing. Rizwan didn't look good his all innings, but they couldn't get him out. And then Pakistan had a sniff towards the end. So we got the win, but I would argue that the scheduling is just it's hindering South African cricket at the moment.
I don't think it completely hurts because we've talked about depth and trying to build that depth. So definitely being forced to play a few more of the youngsters in the team, worth it. But on the same note, as you've just mentioned with Rasi, we're doing some funny things with older players. I mean, George Linder's performance tells me that I'm talking absolute nonsense. But going forward, I don't see the plan, and we've said this so many times with trying to bring in youngsters and give them an opportunity to have a crack, have a go, so that we have proper depth when it really matters. I mean, now with the white ball stuff, we're probably looking just to build for the Champions Trophy. So it's probably better that they're doing this in the T20 series. If they continue with it in the ODI series, then that will be a proper worry. But from what I've seen in the squad for the ODI series,
Yeah,
I think
so no, the
we're
ODI
looking
series,
okay.
they're back to full
Yeah.
strength.
Yeah.
So
So I think
I'm just
I'll
saying
give them
that,
a little
like,
bit of leeway.
okay, I get your point. I get your point, but I mean, the scheduling just
It's so
doesn't make sense. How
frustrating.
can you, like, I swear, I missed the game because the Sri Lanka game just finished. And I mean, I knew the Pakistan series was coming, but I didn't think it was coming like 2 or 3 days later. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah, same. Like
I didn't
for
go
a
and
moment,
when
I
I
thought it may
Googled
have
the
been the
series.
women's game when I saw SA versus Pakistan.
Well,
I'm
5
also
of the South Africans weren't in contention for selection because they came off the Test series. You know.
Yeah.
No, but look,
Yeah.
I don't mind it. You know, like one mom said, it's a way for us to build depth, expose the guys to international cricket. You don't want them to go out there like what we did in New Zealand at the beginning of the year, where we didn't have any players and we sent out
Sure.
clowns to play a Test series.
No, but would you have the same view if South Africa lost the game?
Look, I mean, we did that against India. We got absolutely hammered. We said in
We
our
got
brother
Yeah, but
trounced.
side.
I'm saying you can change. I'm saying you can change the team and give players a chance, but still have a spine.
Yeah, I agree.
And
No, but okay. I agree with you. I agree with you in some respects. Like building depth is one thing, but then you go and pick someone like Rassi van der Dussen, who you know is not going to be in any of your teams going forward. I mean, what happened to Deval Brevis? I mean, when he came out, everyone was wetting their pants wanting him to play, and then he's just not getting a game. I mean, just
Well, doesn't it make sense to just play Brevis? I mean, what is he going to
That's
do
what I'm
any
saying.
worse than
That's exactly what I'm saying. Instead of Rasi.
Donovan
he's not
Ferreira?
gonna do worse than a first ball duck. So
Look, take nothing away. Take nothing away from Rasi. But I think the point is his time is up.
Yeah, but okay, so going forward now, the rest of the series, we all have some small issues with a few players that are in the team. What are we hoping to get out of the back end of the series? At least the white ball stuff here in the T20s.
For me, for the T20, just going to have fun. The next game is at Centurion. It's probably going to be a banger. Yeah, I don't know what. Just going to have fun, I think.
yeah, I think one of the big things that needs to come out of the series is Quena needs to get some confidence. I mean, he was bowling quick.
thunderbolt.
I mean, in that first over, he was
Gas, absolute
but
gas.
it just seems like he goes for a lot of runs. So he just needs to have a good game, a good 2 games, like 2 or 3 wickets at under 30 runs, something like. It's hard at Centurion, of course. It's hard up here, but just to get his confidence going. You don't want to have another IPL scenario where he's 4 overs for 60, because then it starts to become a pattern, and then they paint him in this light. Everybody gave him leeway in that IPL match because of his age and because of the batting lineup he was against and because of the venue. But he can't have that become a habit. He can't be. I mean, he can obviously come back from it, but you don't really want him to be seen as a bowler who's expensive and quick and takes the odd wicket here and there. He needs to put in some performances now. But I mean, he looks extremely promising.
I think this is just for him to pick up experience, really.
Yes, I agree there, Doggy. For me, I think the first 2 overs, brilliant. I think he went for 8 in his first 2. And then he got carted in one single over, and that's the thing that needs to be cut out. But at the same time, he's only young, and not just young in years, but young in any sort of cricket experience. He hasn't played a lot of cricket. I think it'll come with time, and it'll come with time playing with the more senior pros, because so far, in the majority of his games, he hasn't had a KG next to him. He hasn't had even a Keshav Mirage that possibly would be able to assist him with controlling his fields, bowling to a plan, the simple things, just getting them right. It'll come with time, and
The
I
one
think
thing I
he
would
needs
say
a lot more
about him,
cricket.
even when he's getting carted, he doesn't look phased. He still tries
He
to
doesn't.
execute what he's got in his
He really
head.
doesn't.
He doesn't look like he gets flustered,
What I
which
would
is a good
say,
trait to have.
what I would say, you know, you said those first 2 overs went for 8. I watched the game. There were like 8 leg behinds though. They were like down leg side and flicked the pad and went for 4. So you don't see that in the stats. So you
The
technically,
margins are fine.
Yeah.
exactly.
The margins
So,
are.
We are literally asking an 18-year-old child to carry our bowling attack.
That's exactly
You
what.
know, it's a big ask. Like you said, I mean, if he's got a KG next to him and a plunky, you know, he'll be better for
Exactly.
that. But this is a really big ask, and I think, you know, like even just getting 2 sticks is.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
No.
We've got
Agreed.
David Miller. We'll score the runs, man.
So we must
David Miller is a big
elaborate on
rubber.
this David Miller performance. David Miller's performance, Divi, I know you were going off about it, but it was a thing of beauty. It was a very, normally we go on about this belligerent David Miller that smacks the ball as hard as he possibly can. But the timing in that knock was impeccable. He looked ridiculous, sometimes just pushing the ball into the gaps.
100%. Look, I'm not a David Miller fan. I think that guy was a clown. But no, I'm not a fan, man. Not a fan. But that innings there showed that he can actually bat. Because what is he? He's just a big, strong guy. Hits the ball for 6. You know, folds sometimes when the team needs him. You know, those kind of things. But to what we saw in the last game, I mean, that was unbelievable. I haven't seen him time a ball like that ever. It's always just clear the front leg and try and hit that thing over long on and mid wicket. But those cover drives for 6, I've never seen David Miller do that before.
I will
David
bet
Miller
my
at
house on
Gujarat
that.
at number 4. Didn't he come in at? Yeah, didn't he come in at
Was
4
he?
and play similar types of innings where he just sat and timed the ball and exploded in the last 3 overs? When they won that back-to-back or 1-1 and runners up with the other. Hardik was fucking everything up, coming in at number 3, and
He batted at 4.2 seasons at Gujarat Titans and did very much the same thing.
Yeah.
That was not a fucking joke, man.
IPL Miller is a different beast, man.
Come
I'll put my house on David Miller when he's batting in the game 1 of a series or, batting for like the Super Kings or whatnot. But you put that guy under a little bit of pressure and,
he gets caught in the boundary is what you're saying, Christoph.
If you back yourself on big hitting, then go big.
Yeah. I mean that World Cup final and the nightmares from it. We see David
as well, man. Come on, man.
Guys, it was Keshav. Keshav didn't take the signal. Keshav should have taken the signal.
Keshav's batting is a fucking joke.
Getting PTSD here. Can we move on?
we live with that stuff.
I want to get Divi's opinion on his boy Donovan Ferreira there. You hyped him up a few episodes ago.
I did back him because I saw him play some domestic stuff in the UK and he was firing. But then he dropped that catch where he pretended he couldn't see it or got lost in the lights or something like that. I believe I've dropped many catches in my life, so I know exactly what you're talking about. But
it's tough to catch a cricket ball at the best of times. I've learned that in my old days. I mean, that thing sings when it comes at you. And this is slightly off topic, but those 2 drop catches against Sri Lanka in the last game really, really got me nervous because they were kind of getting, really. And I think we're going to have to get our fielding right if we are going to get Pakistanis a go in the Test series, because I'm not sure we're going to be better than them with the bat or the ball. But
the one thing I must say though, in this Pakistani Test series, any surprises? Shaheen Shah Afridi not included in that squad? But
I was surprised, man.
So he's being rested to manage his workload. because they are focusing on the Champions Trophy that's in Pakistan.
Oh,
That
is it? Is
and
it
I
in
feel good
Pakistan?
Is it going to be in Pakistan? Is the
Is
question.
it in
I
Pakistan?
mean,
Yeah,
okay,
no,
fair enough.
that's a,
I mean, this is what the global media told me.
no, it's a rhetorical question. It's
So
not
the
as
word-
if
Yeah,
it's going
no,
to
we'll
happen
see.
in.
We'll
It's
see
probably not
whether
going to
things
happen
hold
in
up there.
Pakistan,
You know,
right? Yeah.
It's more likely that the Champions Trophy is going to happen in South Africa than it is going to happen in Pakistan at this point. Problems on that end. I don't know what's going to come of it because with Jay Shah now having a heavy influence in ICC, going to be the chairman soon. Definitely some things to come.
I reckon India must just not play, dude. Fuck them.
Yeah, but the thing is, the lost revenue is something that they just can't account for. So
Dude,
they're
there's
going
like
to have
300
to
million
keep.
people
They
in
have to
Pakistan.
pander
They'll
to
watch
India.
the games.
There's like 300 million Indian people in America that watch the games.
Yeah, but the
If you get
thing
me.
what I would say about Indian people, right? Even though India is not watching and even though India's not playing, they'll watch the game. I think Indian people they like cricket.
Yeah, I think
It's-
they'll hate watch every single one of Pakistan's games.
Yeah, I know.
It's
But
kind of baseline.
they'll
Yeah, but hopefully it does. They come to some sort of agreement. It's nice to see both of them in the. Or it would be nice to see both of them in the Champions Trophy. Pretty good sides. I mean, for everything that we say about Pakistani cricket being up, down, left, right, if they get it going, especially in white ball cricket, they can hurt you. So they can be a very good team on the day. It'd be nice to come up against them at some point in the Champions Trophy.
didn't they win 11 T20 series in a row?
They probably did, but
2015 and 2019 or something like that. They were like you know, by far and out the best kind of white ball cricket team
Yeah,
around during those
peak
days.
Baba and Rizwan.
Baba, I was just about to say,
Yeah,
Baba's going right.
and then the Proteas took them 2-1 in South Africa, I believe, to break that
Yeah.
streak. So, you know,
I was just going to say the thing with Pakistani cricket is they have a pretty solid batting lineup, or back then they did. But what's not really rated are their bowlers because in Pakistan you play on roads, so you don't really get to see their bowlers. But when these guys went to Australia recently, you saw they f shit up. Yeah, and well, look at Shine Shah, Afridi, and you know the other guys today in this T20. They f shit up. What the f is Shine Shah, Afridi doing here?
oh yeah, they pushed him up the order.
'Cause they
They
played
pushed
Oh,
him
they
up the
pumped
order.
him up to.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
played like
He came in at what
7
is it,
bowlers
6?
or something. Yeah.
A bit
That's an
wild.
anti-Saru team.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a total opposite. I would have played 11 batsmen that can bowl.
Like I believed in the draft, they believe too. Shine Shah can all the bats. You guys shut me down. Yeah, he's coming in at 6. If you guys don't know what we're talking about this draft, look above one of our heads. There'll be a card linked over to the draft. Go watch that as well. But looking at how he held a bat in this game, I must say I kind of shot myself in the foot by going one shot to the batting in the draft.
No, but then again, right?
He needs
we've
a
seen him
road.
make 50s, but in Pakistan, that's the problem.
Yeah, he needs a road.
You know,
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I could make a 50 in
lineup makes
Pakistan.
me feel like
exactly my point. Yeah.
the Proteas batting lineup's not that bad from time to time when our tail starts at 6. You know.
The tail is quite short now. I mean, I think Mirage has been.
Yeah.
He should be relegated straight away.
Yeah, Isha. Yeah. I believe you've debated until you guys are blue in the face about Keshav's batting. The less said, the better. Good lord.
Cash. Yeah, but I mean, looking forward, I think we definitely have improved on the tail situation if everyone is fit. With the current status of Gerald busting his groin every 3 weeks, might not be so great. But at least with Marco, and we know KG can hold a bat, it gets a little bit deeper. Now, one more thing before we leave. Henrik Nokia is injured again. Is it time to call it quits on all of that?
No, man.
He's seemingly only ever fit
No.
for domestic T20 leagues.
For money.
He's basically missed everything that remotely involves the Proteas badge in the last, what is it? It's almost like the last year and a half, 2 now, that Henrik's been injured. I love him as a cricketer. He bowls rockets, and a great pace ball is always a great thing. But you kind of have to, as we said, building with a spine. If he's going to be injured so often, you probably have to work without him rather than hoping
Yeah,
that
but
he's going to be
he's
there.
a high risk cricketer also, man.
Mm.
He's a fast, super quick bowler, and you know he's going to have a short lifespan. He doesn't have not lifespan, but career span. At
We got to. We
35,
think he was going to die.
at 35, if he can't bowl in excess of 140, I don't see him coming in and bowling slow cutters and taking the pace off the ball and things like that.
So what you're saying
Kind of
though
pace
is
comes injuries.
like I don't just think that like he has his career is going to be shortened because he strains his body a lot. I see him kind of like when you have a really old cell phone that has a short battery. If you're not near a power point, your phone is pointless. You're gonna have to
So
keep
what kind
charging
of
it, and
phone?
that's
Like
what's
a
happening.
Nokia? Like a Nokia?
No, not like a
We
Nokia,
need
like
a
a
Nokia 3210, like the guy on TV. Came in, over after over, banged it in.
you know that went over my head initially, but Henrik Nokia, yeah.
Not pretty, but it gets the job done.
Just tell me, is he retired from any format of the game, or is he still
He's
available?
retired
No.
from Test cricket.
Is he retired from
No,
Test?
not retired. He's unavailable for selection because he
Yeah.
wants to focus on pajama
Yeah.
cricket for money. That is pretty much what he
No,
wants.
but then
The
again,
thing
it
is that
speaks
if
to
he's
my
ever
point,
fit,
guys. It speaks to my point. In the shorter format, you're bowling 4 overs and your job is done. In Test, you expected to be there for 5 days, bowl 20,
Also,
30
he can
overs.
literally bowl at 60% in the Caribbean Champions League and BC or whatever, and that stuff, or the stuff in
Damn.
America, I
Yeah.
go there, bowl 4 overs at 60%. I suppose.
see, the
Big
unfortunate part of it is that if he is ever fit for a series and he's available for selection, 9 times out of 10, CSA are going to choose him. But whether that's good
Yeah.
for the long term, when you've got a Gerald that you can go and, like we said earlier, have KG, Kesh next to these younger bowlers, maybe the long term strategy that's better. Because Gerald's also gas. You don't
No,
want him.
Gerald's my boy. He can bat, so
So
love a bowler that
Quena,
can
we
bat.
know he's raw. I don't think we can rely on Nokia solely for his pace. I mean, there are options there. Even Andre Berger, I mean, he's quick. He just needs some consistency as well. So there are options around Andre Nokia. I don't think he's that much gold as people make him out to be,
Well,
What
especially
about
with
we've
for
hard
got
Sam
hitting.
bowlers
Williams?
in
He's
the
a
You
hell of
rather
a
have
side.
Gerald celebrating like he won the World Cup after every wicket than have a
Andre
Nokia who's not really in
Melstyle.
it. You know what I'm saying?
The tongue wag.
Yeah, no, but I think for what it's worth, also Gerald brings a lot of that staying energy to the game. That
Yeah.
that feel.
Yeah.
Nokia doesn't bring that energy, right? The other thing is Gerald can bat. Don't get me wrong, but we have a massive tail in the white
Yeah.
ball stuff, and Nokia over Gerald every day, and Gerald's taking wickets. I don't know how, but he's taking wickets. Nokia sometimes is economical but doesn't take wickets. Gerald goes for runs, but he takes wickets.
Yes, Nortje was good in that T20 World Cup. I think the Netherlands rolled us, but I mean, geez, he was
He was
dangerous
good,
in
yeah.
that World Cup.
I think Nokia offers you a lot on that kind of surface. When you're playing with absolutely no pace in the pitch, then yes, by all means, make a player to shoehorn him in. But beyond that, at the moment,
The thing is, we have bowlers in droves, so it doesn't really matter if he does. Well, I mean, it matters because he's a click better than the next guy. He's not that much better. We've got a lot of bowlers. I mean, we should actually be talking about the other side of this coin, and that's our batting lineup because that's where we
yes,
really have.
yes,
I
yes,
mean,
yes.
I don't know how we go. I can give you problems. I can't give you solutions.
that is exactly why we that is exactly why we didn't head there. We've spoken about the batting extent recently, and it seems to end at the same point.
It's just if we
It seems
don't
to end at
talk
the same
about
point because we get to
if
this
we
point
don't
where we're
talk
like,
about it.
Who knows?
problem, no solution. Now I said that Nokia would be the last thing, but actually just realized while we were speaking there, Dane Patterson came out and had a go at the pop increase. He obviously hasn't seen us because
Oh
we've been
yeah.
chatting shit for quite some time. What do we think? He's been going off like a rocket about how people should look at his first class career and all of that before judging him. This is Dane Patterson's first class record that you can see, and I've popped in Bears Swanepoel's record alongside because Bayes hasn't been able to get a game, but according to Dane, we should look at his first class stats to understand why he's deserving of all his plaudits. He does have 603 wickets. Yes, fair. I know we picked on his average, his bowling average of 23.67. Bayes is chilling in first class cricket with an average of 20.47. His strike rate's also low, just
And he's got
marginally.
and he bats. So
Exactly. That's what I've been saying for ages. So Dane, if
How
we're gonna
old
look
is
at
Bayes?
your Dane is 35.
Yeah, because Dane is like 35. Yeah.
How old is Bayes?
Bayes is 26 or 27, if I'm not mistaken.
Then discussion over.
I think
look,
discussion over as well.
They went for the experience. And then we saw it in the we needed a bowler to hold up an end, right? Normally the spinner would do it, but they didn't go for it on this occasion. Then they made him bowl, keep up the stumps, 8 overs in a row. He gave little away, and the second innings he got his wickets. I think it was all right. I think he went well on the first innings.
No, I think he
also
bowled
think
well
that
in
St.
the test.
but the
George's
point, I think that, yeah, he bowled well, but I mean, we said St. George's would be a spinner-friendly wicket in that third and fourth innings. Any spinner might have taken wickets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Senurul
I think
Muthusamy in the last game that he
St.
played,
George's,
he took wickets and he didn't do anything to like lose his place. So
Yeah.
before the match, I would have argued that maybe Senurul Muthusamy could have also played a game. He
Plus,
could
he's
also
a
spin.
passing batsman. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the last test match that he played in the last innings, he took like 4 wickets. But he
Yep.
didn't come on social media and pretend he's God's gift to cricket. So fuck him.
I mean, no, give him a break. He did it all right.
well, given that we're going to go with 4 seamers in Centurion, is he going to get another run?
Think you send him to Centurion, he's going to get popped out the park. Send him.
Yeah,
It's
he
hard
must
to.
be.
No, I don't
South
think he
Africa,
should be playing at
South Africa only
Centurion.
need to win one test so they can win the one that he doesn't play.
So, before we go off on a tangent and speak about Dane Patterson and what he thinks were heroics for another hour, we're going to end this Proteas chat right here. We'll come back to you with a bit more after the ODI series or during it, and a little bit more about the Test series, the one that we really, really are concerned about. Now, don't forget, the cricket show will also be out soon, so you can catch that one where we talk about more Test cricket, the World Test Championship, and all about that. But until the next one, please take care. Don't forget to pour a shot and cheers.